guys, I'm Krista. Welcome to my holiday home tour. My personal Christmas style is just simple, classic, clean pieces. Very minimal. I like to have a lot of elegance and simplicity with some unique pieces and things that are really gonna take me from year to year without being too trendy. Starting off with my Christmas tree, I like a very simple tree. Over the years, I've kind of kept my eye out to see if there's anything that I'd like to add. So I'm still looking this year, but for the most part, I keep it very simple. This tree is from Hobby Lobby. I got it several years ago. And then this year we had a major mishap with the lights. We just could not get the lights on this tree to light in certain areas, and so we put so many lights on this tree. So this tree is very well lit this year. I just do simple lights, and then all of my ornaments are just glass ornaments with little gold accents. I actually saw this idea in Nordstrom one year when I was walking by. I saw these exact ornaments on the Nordstrom tree, and they put this really cool like red and white twine ribbon on top, and I was like, that is such a simple way to add a little bit of color to my tree without it being so overwhelming. It's just extremely subtle if you look inside. So I love these double-walled ornaments, and I will link everything for you guys on my link tree, everything I can find, or I'll try to link something similar. These are a little bit expensive, and so I just take so good care of them, and I think I have just 6 of these. I also have really simple, just gold ornaments that I brought with me from Utah. I was shopping when I was in Utah a couple years ago, and I saw them and I was like, these are fantastic. I tried to find them online and just couldn't, and so I bought them at that store. I will try to see if I can find ones that are similar for you guys, but I have a plain, simple gold ornament on here. These ones, I'll put a little photo of them, that way I don't have to keep pulling them off the tree, are from CB2. CB2, I really think I want to buy a few more shapes and sizes that they have, but these are just gorgeous ornaments, and they add just the right amount of sparkle. I will put mine strategically behind a Christmas light or right around a Christmas light. That way you get that twinkly feeling through the ornament. I do have cats, don't judge me. I have cats, and so to do a traditional tree skirt, they lay on it. Sometimes if one of mine's mad at me, she'll pee on it. So I really wanted to do a tree cuff, like a tree collar. So I had this idea because I really wanted it to be a linen tree skirt, to just take a linen tablecloth and wrap it around the base of my tree collar. And so I get kind of the blend of a tree collar and a tree skirt all in one. As the presents kind of come in, I will start to drape the tablecloth out a little bit. And so you get this really like unique style. You still have the like security of a tree collar, but the cozy feeling of the tree skirt. So it's just kind of something unique that I decided to do. Let me know what you guys think. I've really been enjoying it, and it's nice to be able to play around with your tree skirt through all phases of Christmas, where there's no presents, there's some presents, there's lots of presents. I'll just kind of play around with it. When we moved into this house, we moved from our condo, which had a real fireplace. So when we moved into this house, my husband was like, we have to have some kind of fireplace. This piece I did get on Amazon. When I wanted to order it, it was like so fickle if it was in stock or not, so I'll check on that for you guys, but I can link it below. It's one of our favorite things about this house. We've designed the entire furniture around this. So I just keep it really simple with some velvet stockings, and then I did a velvet red ribbon. One of the things I'd like to get is like a pretty gold initial for each stocking representing Anthony and I, and maybe add a little bit more to like more sparkle to this area. And I just type in YouTube Christmas art or something like that, and you can find these really pretty just backgrounds to play. Sometimes you can get them with music or just do them by themselves, but we always do that when we have company over, or if we are just wanting like a little bit of ambiance. I will make this kind of look like artwork by going to YouTube and picking out a video. For my nesting tables, I'm not huge into kitsch or like little knickknacks and things like that, but I do love bells. I like to choose more unique things for Christmas. I feel like everybody does bows. I'm not super girly, so I'm not super into bows, but I I have incorporated ribbon recently, and I think I do like it. And I like to have little pops of red because my house is so neutral throughout the year. I think just having a nice, beautiful crimson red in a warm texture like velvet or something like that, silk, just really adds more coziness into my home for the season. So a couple things that I have are these little Christmas trees. I have one that you can put a light in, and that just kind of sparkles and adds to the coziness of the home. And then I have this other one that kind of goes hand in hand with it, and I just stack these onto a book. You could do a Christmas book or something like that. I just have the Kelly Wearstler book. Then for, just to add in a little more red pop, I just took my books that are usually on my coffee table. These are the Alabaster Gospel Book of Genesis, and I wrapped them with a ribbon. I think it would also be beautiful if you let the ribbon kind of drape over the side, but this year I wanted to just keep it really simple and tight, a little more clean. So I placed that in the center of one table. Again, I just add little pops of crimson with these nice fresh roses. This is something that I am kind of thinking maybe I'll collect, but we just have kind of lived in a little bit of smaller places, and I didn't want it to be like a whole village of a theme of something. So I'm thinking about which pieces I really want to invest in. One of them is a little dish like this. Throughout the year, I will have a dish that I put my like fireplace remote and different things like that, our actual TV remote. And this dish is so beautiful. It's the Lennox brand, and it's holly. So I like everything being really organic and simple. Just start a game where anytime I say simple, like take a sip of eggnog or something. But I do. I like that it's Christmassy without being Santa Claus or, you know, things like that, like being like super just around Christmas, because I like it to be more about the feeling of like gratitude and celebrating Jesus's birth and all of that kind of stuff. So I like that it's just greenery. This is holly. Holly is kind of a theme that I've chose throughout my house. And then a little nod to the spirit of Saint Nick with this sleigh. I think sleighs are so sweet. I would love to have a huge one in my entry, like when you walk up. So I did do one little sleigh just to keep the spirit of Saint Nick in the house. We don't hate Santa Claus. We like the spirit of Saint Nick. So this is holly, and then I just filled it up with a lot of different candies. So I did the red, green, and gold Kisses and Rolos. Who doesn't love a Rolo? They're divine. So that's how I decorate here. I kind of want to find some more holiday pillows as well and just bring in a little more elements into my furniture. But as you guys know, all decorating is just such a process, and every year you pull out what you have and you add a little bit to it. So that's just the fun of the holidays, is you get to be creative every single year and add to your collection and see what fits your style for that year. These cups are another way that I brought in the holly theme. I think that I got these at like Hangers of Hope or something like that. So I just kind of lucked out and found these. And then I believe that these are the Lennox brand because they match perfectly with the other stuff. So I have a couple of glasses. This thing is like a little broken. I have to figure out how to glue that back on. And just a Fraser fir candle. That's just the most Christmas scent. Oh my gosh. So divine. I love that. So I just have this sitting on my island, and when Christmas kind of comes around, I have like a little container for cookies. So I'll do like cookies, and we can just have our cookies and milk kind of sitting out. But I think this is nice because it's just adding a little bit of holly into this area and keeping the house cohesive with that theme. These are just faux pine stems, keeping it on theme with Christmas. I got this Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas from Walmart, and then I added in the red ribbon at the top. This is, again, just such a cool find. So my family's Czechoslovakian. When I was in Hangers of Hope, just looking for like some Christmas things, I found this guy. Like, what are the odds? It says Czechoslovakia. It's kind of like a collector's item, and it's just like a cute little Saint Nick, which is just so special. So I love just having like one little thing out. It's so not my style, but it was just so special that I couldn't really pass it up. But I just keep this little corner with festivities, and I try to make my kitchen just have like kind of a circle of Christmas without it being too overwhelming. So if you walk a little bit farther, we will go to my utensil crock. This utensil crock, my family, so my sister worked for Disney. I grew up in California. We went to Disney all the time. We love Mickey and Minnie. So these little guys I got from Williams-Sonoma. Just cute little Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse. Growing up, we had Disney nutcrackers. Usually, I didn't do it this year, but we grew up with a lot of Disney ornaments, and so I usually do a Disney tree. The tradition in my house is we do a tree in pretty much every single room. So at my dad's house, we have a Grinch themed tree, a beach themed tree. I think Brittany and my tree at my dad's house is Mickey Mouse themed or Disney themed. And I can't remember, there might be one more. So this I do kind of incorporate into my house. I love that family tradition. When you walk up the stairs, you will see that there's a tree with just memories. So every single year, Anthony and I choose an ornament that represents what we did that year. You'll see that in the entry. I'll tell you a little bit more when we get over there. And we just have our regular Christmas tree. And it also kind of lets my regular Christmas tree be aesthetic. And then when you have a special ornament that someone gives you or that means a lot to you, you have a place for it where it's not front and center in the living room. You still get to have that special moment and walk by it every day. But anyways, these are just a little note, a little nod to my childhood, and I think they're adorable. These are from Williams-Sonoma, but it's like Santa's Village, and then on the other side is stars. I love stars. I am like a huge theater nerd. I love all things Broadway and everything, so I like stars because it makes me think of that. And then I leave this candle lit. This one is the Illume brand, such a gorgeous gold candle. It smells divine. This is the Winter Wonderland scent or something like that. That adds to the ambiance. I exchange all of my Pura scents for either the holiday scent or the Fraser Fir scent. It's a nice way to invite the feeling of Christmas without having to have a ton of decor. This area is my coffee station. It's where my coffee machine and our coffee and all of that is. I just wanted to add in, to kind of balance out the room, some notes of red. So I just did some really fresh, beautiful roses, and I chose them in 2 different sizes. I do it just in a really simple vase, and I think it just kind of adds that balance to the entire space. I want to mention this nice little sprig up here. Forget what they're called. But in my fall decor vlog, you would have seen that I had a wreath there, and I left this wall over here empty. That's like a huge empty wall. I've really been wanting to find like a nice floor length mirror for it. But there is a grocery store in Dallas that's called Central Market. They do the most beautiful wreaths, and so I always put a wreath on that wall for Christmas. So instead of having a wreath on that wall, a wreath over here, I wanted to mix it up, and this is a nice way to not just have like tons of wreaths everywhere, but you still get a little bit of that kind of Christmas outdoorsy, cozy feeling. I'm not quite sure where I am supposed to put it on this Vinna hood, but I kind of just chose like right where the it meets the top of the window. It has like a little bit of plaid in there. It has some outdoorsy elements like berries and pine cones. And so it's just a nice little touch. And then on each side of my kitchen, I have a wreath. So I have these small wreaths kind of throughout the house. These little wreaths are from Joann's. Joann's has a great deal with all the holiday stuff, and I just added a little silk ribbon on top of it. And then I'll take you to go see the Central Market wreath. I mean, how beautiful. What I love about this is it is a mixture of different types of greenery. It has berries, it smells so good, you guys. It has like just fresh pine smell. We have a fake tree, so I totally understand why people do real trees because it just smells so good. And then it has like these little sprigs or kind of sticks inside of it as well. So I just think it's a beautiful centerpiece. It's right when you walk into the living room. I love this wreath. We do live in a 3-story townhome. You'll hear me say that over and over again in every single vlog because it's a blessing and a curse. So I did these faux garlands. These are from Joann's as well that have little like lit bulbs on them. It matches our tree actually really nicely, and it's kind of a mixed media. So I really like that because it just adds a little bit of dimension to it. But I put these on the entry and then right in the living room. That way you really do get that full circle. So I have like my Christmas tree, I have greenery all around, and then this is kind of that final touch. And it's really not Christmas unless you have mistletoe. I hung this mistletoe. I want to say this is maybe from Amazon or something like that, but I hung it right up on the entry so my husband and I can just every single morning before we go out the door. But I just think it's a really adorable way to incorporate some like special Christmas elements into the house, and it's also a funny talking piece when we have people over. You know, we have guys group at our house every single Wednesday, so we're like, you're under the mistletoe. gotta hug, gotta give a little love. So I think it's just super cute and special, and I love it. This is that tree that I was telling you guys about. It's right in the entry when you walk up. Our first ornament that we got was from my grandma, who has recently passed, and it says just married, the date of our wedding, and it's Anthony and Krista. So it's kind of like symbolic of our first Christmas together. And then every year we choose ornaments that symbolize that year, what was really meaningful and special to us. We have both of our nursing pins on here. I have a Botox little injector needle. Any vacations that we take that year, we get an ornament that represents that vacation. So it's filling up nicely, and I already ordered ours for this year, and I'm really excited. On the stairway, because my house is so white and has light floors, I really try my best to warm it up while still being neutral. So I do have this photo gallery as you walk up, and I just added a few little wreaths that have gold bells and then the red ribbon right into the gallery. That way when you walk up, you start to get that sensation of holiday. So I did one wreath on either side, and then right when you walk up the stairs, you get both of those wreaths on the side and then the vision of the Christmas tree. I won't take you guys outside because I do have airplanes that fly overhead all the time, so it gets really loud out there. I just used the exact same wreath that I used for fall and changed out the ribbon. I did tan and red. And then those bags are just things that I found over the years. I fill them up with like just basically trash. Like if we have an old box or something like that, I'll fill them up and put them out there. So that's also my little like nod to Saint Nick North Pole. I think all of that is just really fun and sweet. And again, I always try to do something that's unique, that isn't just something that everyone else is gonna have, that is like really simple and subtle, but special. Speaking of the North Pole and just fun little things to have around the house, I got this Letters to Santa from Michael's several years ago. It actually works. You can put your letters in there. I've had this in different spaces depending on where we live, but I liked it right here on the stairs at the entry. So when you walk in, it says North Pole, Letters to Santa. You walk up, there's some mistletoe. I just think all those elements make your house really fun and special. And that's something that's important around the holidays. The holidays can be really dual-sided, where it's kind of sad and stressful and there's expectations, and you know, sometimes life can just be really hard. So I think the more that we can accept and appreciate the fun element of Christmas, the more the Christmas spirit is going to grow.